Hi, I'm Katie Tammany, Head of Marketing and Trend Research at Monrovia, and I'm here with Megan McConnell, who's our Plant Information Director, and we are at the Oregon Nursery for Monrovia to talk to you today about a trend that we're really excited about called green drenching.
Yeah, so this is such a beautiful trend happening right now, and it's really about creating that gorgeous, lush garden escape. Layering, really focusing on foliage, different textures, different colors of green, and creating a wall of just beautiful, calming foliage.
That's right. We call it green drenching because we are covering the garden space in green. So what we've been seeing in our research is that people really are attracted to spaces in their backyard where they can just relax, get away from the stress of the outside world. And one of the best ways to do that is to layer your garden in green. And I think one of the key things to remember about this trend is really the layering, right? To not just think about planting everything, the same height, but to really think ground cover, short shrubs, medium shrubs, and then trees. And also to think about varying texture. I'm holding this incredible grass in my hand. It's a carex, right? Yes?
Yes.
And what I love about this is that it's variegated. It's got this beautiful soft texture to it. It looks great in a container. You could have it in the ground. You could mass it. Tell us a little bit about this plant.
Yeah, so this is the Moon Falls carex, or a sedge. So this is something that can take sun, but it can also take part shade or even deeper shade. And they're evergreen, and it's just a gorgeous plant, so you're getting year-round texture and color. And I love it look at it with the hosta, the big leaves.
That's a great pairing. And I think one of the great things about this pairing is that it's a way to play up contrast. You get the thinner foliage, delicate foliage of the carex with that big, broad leaf of the lush hosta together. And that alone in your garden would make such a great statement and a nice soothing effect. Another way to get that texture of green drenching is through ferns. And Monrovia grows so many different kinds of ferns. This one is a favorite of mine. This is ostrich fern. It just looks buttery soft, I think. That's a beautiful one. But if you want more structure, what else do we have up here, Megan? There's a few other more structure type ferns. There's this guy in the back. I'm gonna step over here. That one it's got this like really nubby underside on the leaves, so it makes it kind of a cool statement plant.
Yeah, that's the spores.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's really cool. It does kind of show those off, which is not something you always get to see.
And then we also have some ferns that provide a little bit of more contrast. I think sometimes people are afraid to mix greens, but really that's the magic of the trend. And you can even mix in some bright yellows. As you can see with this fern, this is Jurassic Gold. This is a really lovely fern. Again, it would be beautiful paired with this beautiful hosta. You can see how they sort of pick up the light tones in each other. That would look really beautiful.
This one's fun too because it's one of those that the colors change, so you're gonna get that dynamic color change in the garden. But when the fronds first come out, they have this beautiful sort of golden foliage, and then you're gonna get more of that color again in the fall, so that's a lot of fun.
And I think that's the other thing with the green drenching idea is that you can get a little bit of color amidst the green to create these eye-catching moments in the garden. So let's say you've got your ferns and your hostas, mixing in a little bit of color. Tell me about this right here. This is Dark Star.
This is Dark
Prunus?
Star. Yeah, it's a prunus, so it's a purple leaf sand cherry. So this is a gorgeous one. So first it blooms before the foliage fully comes out.
You can take it out.
And it's just finished blooming a little while ago. So it's an early bloomer, and it's these small flowers that come all over the stem, and it's really lovely. But this great color is like this all year. It gets a little darker. Down in here, it's sort of this deep plum and green. It's just gorgeous. So this is always going to give you some interesting color. It's great with your lighter foliage, but I have this in my yard. I love it.
So The other component as we think about layers is adding vines. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the vines we've got here. We were talking about this one. This is a really interesting, it's a white flowering.
So this is a white flowered chocolate vine, or
vine.
some people just call it an akebia, which is the scientific name. So it's called a chocolate vine because the flowers actually have a little bit of a chocolatey vanilla scent. And then the typical variety has a very dark flower. So this is a white one, which is really lovely. So it's so nice to have white flowers in your green drenched garden because they're subtle, they're a little bit of lightness. So always a good, white goes with everything, right?
And I think the other idea in that soothing, calming backyard space that you're trying to create is to get some fragrance in there. So what's not to love about a little chocolate fragrance, on your vine? So getting the height of green to go up fences and, up over retaining walls, that would be a great choice. And then we also have clematis, including this really pretty flowerful evergreen clematis. I love white flowers with the green drenching look, but you don't have to stick with white. You could also, have another pop of color, like this purple, lovely pink champagne clematis. That would be great, again, to just draw the eye in this overall soothing space. But in addition to vines, let's talk sort of medium shrubs. We were talking about the prunus, but my eye keeps going to this one.
It's so cool. This is a Gold Coast pittosporum. So you have these awesome dark branches. I just love these dark stems, almost black. And then it's really a subtle variegation on this. It's called Gold Coast because it's a little more gold towards the center of the leaf. But it's subdued, so I think it's just really, really lovely. That looks great with the stem color. It's airy. It's got this great texture.
Yeah, I have two of these in my garden, and they're just so eye-catching. When the sun hits those golden, leaves just the right time of day, it's so beautiful. I feel like, a lot of people think, evergreen shrub, it's not very interesting, but that is a big statement in my garden. I just love it. What else do we have here? We've got a couple of, also for that great texture, I'm looking at, is that?
This is a feeling blue
that's
cedar.
Right.
So this is one that's gonna do more sun. This one's staked up. We've trained it up into a tree form, so it comes up and then it cascades down. That's a great way, these sort of dwarf, smaller conifers. I mean, that's gonna create a wall right there, right? Just pure green for your layers. So this is a great backdrop. I've also seen this trained to sort of look like a waterfall.
Oh yeah, pretty.
One taller in the back, a little shorter in the front. It kind of all goes together.
That would be a great part of the green drenching idea, to create a waterfall effect with plants. How stunning would that be?
Yeah.
And then we've got another great choice. I'm going to lift this up so you all can see. This is Feeling Sunny, yes? Yeah. And we have it in this more, natural shrub type form, but we also have it staked as well if you want to have a little bit more height with it. And it's poking me quite a bit, but it does give you fantastic texture and also great color play. As we were talking about plants that have a little bit of that, yellow or lime highlight to kind of separate them from, other greens in the garden. This is a great choice. Feeling Sunny.
And that one is going to be more yellow in the sun, or a little more shade. It's going to be a little more chartreuse, so something to keep in mind.
And then one great tree for the green drenching yard is Japanese maple, of course. And we've got a fantastic, the coral bark Japanese maple, which has that wonderful contrast. Again, we were talking about, similar to Gold Coast, it has these lovely reddish stems, reddish bark, and then that really pretty sort of citrusy green leaves. That's definitely a must, I think, in a lot of green drenched gardens. And then we've also got some heuchera, which I think is really nice to kind of, again, similar to adding a little pop of reddish or burgundy foliage with the prunus, adding some heuchera in a mix. You still have the magic of foliage with heuchera, but you can lighten up darker parts of the garden with some of these, reddish or, yellow choices. But the overall effect that you can see from this display is layers of green and just kind of a soothing, escape in the backyard. If you want to find plants for your zone that go with the green drenching trend, come to monrovia.com, check out my plant finder, put in your zone, and you're interested in foliage color, green, and we've got so many choices for you there.